Hey everybody, it's Alex here with StudioFernandina. I'm gonna do the video for the April update of the story of my life as an artist, a little differently. For this month, I'm trying to do a little bit of the video each week, so it keeps me going. It keeps me focused on the art stuff in some aspect, no matter how much I work or what schedule I work. That way, I kind of have it in the back of my head there, and I'm not just like, oh, I can get it all done at the last second and then get caught up and procrastinate too much like happened in March. So I'm going to film a little bit each week, and the any time lapses, any other pictures and stuff along the way, all the normal stuff. But at least the video a little bit each week, and then hopefully because of that, it'll be a little shorter because I'm not just adding information that I keep wanting to talk about. So anyway, I'm going to show you just the only thing I can show you right now is the canvases that I'm going to use, because tonight, after I'm done with work, I'm going to get done with the March paintings, the scribble painting and the swirl painting, and then I'm doing the April scribble painting and swirl paintings, and I'm going to do them both at the same time as part of that time lapse I was talking about in the March update. So I can show you these real quick. We got the big canvas, the 24 by 36, is going to end up being, sorry about that, it's going to end up being the scribble painting. So it's going to be the largest one I've done. I get to play around with it a little more, probably use some larger brushes just to make it more unique. And then we got this 12 by 36 for the swirl painting, which I've also not done in that size of a narrow piece. I've done big swirl paintings before, but not giant ones. So anyways, that's what I'm going to end up starting to work on. And I'm also finishing, like you saw, the background. You got the swirl painting for March, and then this little guy down here that I haven't done anything with for the scribble painting for March. So hopefully I'm gonna have some fun tonight. So this is a little bit of the time-lapse video I've been shooting, showing you how I work on multiple paintings at the same time. You'll be able to watch the whole video in a separate upload, and I'm going to slow it down a little bit for that full video so you can see things in a little better detail. But basically, I just have to, when I'm waiting for the paint to dry on one painting, I go to the next one and the next one until I run out of space, or I'm doing all the paintings I'm working on at the moment. And when I'm doing this style of painting and I don't want the paint to actually blend together, that's what I have to do. I have to let it completely dry before I add the next color. Alright, so it's like 1:15 in the morning right now on the 18th. Doing the Battlestar Galactica marathon right now. Just got done with a bunch of painting and doing the time-lapse video, finishing up the two paintings that were left over from March, and doing the two paintings for April. So I figured I'd shoot this little second part of the video and show you what's going on. Show you my nice little world again. And then I'll get back to it. Alright, so the one thing I wanted to throw in here is I went to Michael's, got bored one day, beginning of the week, had another day off, and they're having a 3-for-1 sale, so I got these 3 packs of these little canvases here. Have some crazy idea of putting like 4 or 5 of them together with some drawings, paintings on them, I mean. Different designs and seeing how it comes out. I mean, you can see they're nice and thick, they're not the thin ones, so should be interesting to see what I can come up with that. It'll just be another project to add to my list of not started or even incomplete things. But you can see I pretty much have the paintings from March done. I've just been working on the edges. I need to do, you can see the difference here between having 2 coats of yellow on this black and having 3 coats. And it's probably going to be 5 coats of yellow just because I'm using, the really cheap 50-cent for a bottle paint. So I'm not worried about using all the paint, but it's just that's what you get when you get what you pay for. I don't want to go and use my super expensive paint just for this edge. So I don't mind painting it a few times just to get it looking right. The same thing with the this blue is a little nicer since I'm going over white. It was a lot easier, so this is only one coat. I'll probably just do one extra coat on it to touch up the edge and make it look as smooth as possible. And you can tell how rough the edge on this yellow looks right now, as you can still see the black in between. But you can see how I was saying in the last video where I was throwing that little bit of these pastel colors in there just because it was Easter, and right now for some reason the autofocus is making this seem a lot bluer than it is. The background's actually a lot more yellow than it's showing in the picture. But, you know, wonders of technology. Sometimes it just can't get right. And you can see you got the nice... I definitely like the setup more with these lighter colors on the black background. If you remember the purple one that I did, wasn't exactly the brightest thing. I mean, I think I had to layer too much purple on there to make it to try to make it look good, and it was probably doing too much. But especially with the white on here and the fact that it was yellow to begin with, definitely makes it stand out a lot nicer. I didn't go too crazy. I think I only used like 2 different brush sizes on this. I was planning on using more, but I think for the green one that I'm doing for April, I'm gonna have like 4 or 5 different brush sizes, because you'll see in a second it's pretty big. Now we got the background that I've been working on. This is like the 3rd layer into it for what'll be the swirl painting for April, with the shades of green. And I also got what's the color, the actual color? It's just brown, but I think it's burnt umber is what they called it. It was just the darkest brown that I could find that they had in stock when I went to Walmart and just bought those, like I said, little 50-cent piece tubes. So it'll be like a kind of earth tone, nature tone, you know. It's got those shades of green and that brown mixed in there, so, you know, nice spin on things. I like the I wanted to try to do a little swirl like thingy back and forth, and I think it came out pretty good. I got a little more touch up here to do to get these edges. You know, I missed this spot, so one more layer on the background, then I'll probably go with the swirls. You can kind of tell there's a little bit of metallic in there. It's actual metallic paint, not glitter paint. You know, switching it up with these. And I kind of like how it comes out, how it looks in person. So I'll probably buy some more metallics and just do like a metallic series of this stuff too. And this is what I got so far with the scribble painting for April. It's only like 4 layers, 4 different colors. I have that metallic paint on here. I got the green glitter paint, and then I have dark green and light green so far. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing with it. Let's see, I don't know if you can tell the difference between the shades of green on it. It doesn't look like you can see too much of a difference in this lighting, at least. But the only one you can really see the difference is between that light green and then all the others. Because even like that's dark green, that's just regular dark green. Sorry. And let's see which one was which. You can tell there's glitter in there now. You can see that sparkle on there. But it's real difficult to tell the difference until you get the right light on it between the metallic, which I think that's some of the metallic, and then like you can tell these little globs of dark mixed in there with the actual original dark green paint. But it's gonna become something. I'm interested to see how it turns out. Guess it'd be nice if you guys could see it too, if this thing autofocuses correctly. But it's just the lighting at the moment and screwing with the camera. It's not like these, I don't think I'm going to keep these corners all light. Like I said, I'm just playing with it. It might end up all dark green. But I was just trying to do something different. I'm seeing how it's going to evolve. I got 2 more weeks to finish it. Then I still have to do the shape and line drawing for April, which is probably going to be just a smaller one, like an 8x10 again, like that thing. But I wanted to do something different with the shape and line drawings too. Maybe not have the shapes centered. But if I don't really get to it, I'll just do simple and shades of green just to do it. But that's what I've been working on, just those four at the same time. You'll see it in the video. You'll see just going back and forth between paint one, let it dry, paint the other, paint the other, paint the other, and in the time it takes to go from one to the next to the next to the next, the first one's already dried, and I just repeat the process 2 or 3 times, and then I have that the painting done for the day essentially. And it probably would be more efficient. And it's like if I was just doing this, like when I do it with the Swirl project, I work on like 6, 7, 8 paintings at the same time, just as many as I have space for. So right now it's kind of slowing me down because I'll do the 4 of these, and then the one I want to work on isn't exactly dry yet. So then I take a break and watch some more Battlestar Galactica, or go eat, do the dishes, do laundry, go lay in my hammock, whatever, all the other stuff. But like I said, that's what I got going on for this month so far, and see you in another week. Alright, so I got most of the stuff done. It's been almost another week. It's Thursday right now. I just figured I'd shoot this before I go to work. Um, got the paintings done for March, so March is all pretty much finished. And really the only thing I have left to do with April is the line drawing and a little bit of work on that painting over my shoulder there. But I'll flip this around and give you a little input on how my week's been. Alright, like I said, I got pretty much everything done. Start off right here. We got the swirl painting for April that I ended up finally finishing the sides, and I was going to add some more of the lighter, not really neon, but pastel greens to it. I decided against it, and I definitely like the way this one came out. I am going to start getting a little more detailed and experiment more with the backgrounds. I do like doing that. It's not like I shy away from it. It's just everything that I've really done the last few years has been not really mixing colors. Not like I don't know how to do it. I just had a certain image in my head, and that's what I've been playing out for the last few years. So it's just nice to get back into starting to mix stuff up and come up with some interesting designs like this again. But let's see, I'll show you. I mean, you already saw these in the last part of the video, but I'll just show you how the edge turned out. I think I was saying it would have ended up being like 5 coats of paint. I believe it was 5, maybe 6 on some of it. But that's what happens when you try to cover up a dark color with a light color, especially with cheap paints. Not cheap in quality, just cheap in cost, so they're watered down. And then the same thing with the edge for this thing, which since I was covering up white, it made it a lot easier. See, It's kind of funny when the autofocus goes crazy on this stuff. And I know I could lock it to one focus, but you know, it's interesting to see the colors change in the video. It's almost like a cool effect off of the paint itself. But anyways, this is the one I'm stuck on now. Not really that I don't know what to do with it anymore. I just think I'm coming up with too many crazy ideas, because you can kind of see this diamond shape flushing out from the middle, and I was going to add a little more to the top and the bottom of those darker colors, and still not quite sure what's going to happen of these little 4 lighter quadrants, the little corners of it. But I'm just interested to see how it turns out. And I knew it wasn't going to be something that I really loved, just because I know I'm experimenting and, you know, doing a few things that I haven't done before, haven't tried before. So, I mean, I might still end up loving it in the end, but right now I'm just not exactly feeling it. And the only thing I can show you real quick, the last thing, you'll see a little bit of it in the time lapse that I've been doing. But I decided to go in a slightly different direction this month with the line drawing and separate the 2 shapes that are in it. Do them all running off the edges, and so all the lines and the layers are pretty much intersecting at a perpendicular angle for the most part, because they're opposite corners. And it'll still get full color, and it's going to be green, and probably green and gray, same way last month was yellow and gray. Might do black, I don't know. We'll see how it works. But I definitely like how this one's coming in, and I might do the one for May, I might do with this bigger paper from this blue pad, and you can see the difference. That's 8.5 by 11 compared to 18 by 24. So like the purple one that I did a few months ago is this 18 by 24 size. That's why it took a lot longer. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. And then I'll have this drawing done, and hopefully have the painting right there done by the end of the week of next week, and I'll put all these videos together, and you'll see what the end result is. Hi everybody. It's about a week, 2 weeks almost into May. So I guess it's probably about time to finish up the video for April. Unfortunately, in a good way, my life's kind of been turned upside down again. I got one of the other jobs I was looking for, so now I'm trying to balance 2 jobs, transitioning between one and the other. I'm going to keep one part-time, try to keep the other full-time, you know, make up some money for that little vacation I spent over the winter where I started doing all this art stuff. But with that craziness that just happened, and my little nice weekend at Shrimp Fest, April just kind of fell by the wayside art-wise, and the beginning of May hasn't really come out too fruitful anyways. But either way, I finally banged my head against the wall enough times, figuratively speaking, to force myself to get a little more organized again, at least finish this video for April. And I'm going to why is that squirrel chewing on, damn it, I need a BB gun to shoot those squirrels. I mean, I got nothing against squirrels in general, but when they start screwing up my stuff out there, that's when I don't like them. That's what I get for having big windows out to the wilderness while I'm filming these videos. Anyway, I'm going to take a look now that I've been doing this for a few months and see at least where my work-life balance sits, and see if I can continue realistically trying to do 3 of these paintings each month in this drawing on the level and complexity that I want to do. I mean, I might take it down to 2, I might only do 1 of a specific kind, even though I still want to do all of them, you know, in the perfect world. Maybe I'll catch up on them later in the year. But anyway, I'm going to think about that later, and I'll explain it all in maybe in a different video, or at least in the video for May. But anyways, as you can see behind me, I'll show you, this is where I'm at. I mean, I was working on this during Shrimp Fest, and I don't know, the light's kind of bad here right now, but it's essentially green and light gray, dark gray, kind of. I mean, I didn't get the gray completely done, but you can tell where it's been, where it's coming along. At least you can see. And it's pretty cool because it's the first time in a while that I've split the shapes apart. And I like doing them with the shapes together, having something centrally focused. But this switches it up a little bit, and if people like it, if it works, something, like I said, something different. So anyway, let me put that down. And this thing, the scribble painting, is what I worked on it. I think the other parts of the video that I still need to piece together, I was saying how I'm going to add a little more darkness around the edges, and probably bring out this diamond shape a little more. Bring it out a little better. So it's almost done. And then, the normal little touch-ups and, random things. This one's easy to finish. That drawing's easy to finish. So realistically, all the stuff that I have for April left over is easy to finish. I just need to have a real day off where I don't have to do laundry and housekeeping and other crap. The normal life stuff where I can actually sit down and tell myself I'm going to do this artwork. So hopefully that'll be like soon, this weekend, next weekend, something nice, where I actually have days off coinciding from both jobs while I transition between the two. So, let's see, for May, what could be the color? I could throw it off, I could do white, I could do black. Black would be too easy. White would be kind of weird. I'm trying to think how I do white with the shape and line drawing. How about white? I'm going to go with white. For May, I'm doing white as the color. That's definitely going to be interesting to see. And scribble paintings like that, that'll be easy. Or swirl painting, I mean. The scribble paintings like this, also kind of easy. It's the shape and line drawing that's going to be an interesting one if I do get it done with white. But that's what I'm going to do for May. At least try to get those 3 works done, or at least started. And then like I said, I'll reevaluate where my position is with how my life's going right now, work-wise and money-wise, and move forward from there. So I hope you like this little convoluted piece together video. Did it a little differently. Instead of like 1 or 2 long shots, did a little bit each week, kind of, just while it was fresh in my mind, up until last week. Like I said, I had Shrimp Fest, which that was the one other thing I wanted to talk about. Shrimp Fest, I mean, it was cool. Let's get my yeah, this is what I get for having a burnt out light bulb and not remembering to go buy light bulbs and fix them. But anyway, Shrimp Fest was pretty cool. I had my art up in Dogstar, downtown Fernandina Beach. I didn't sell anything this year, but, I wasn't there all day, each day. I did have to work, and I wasn't there during the peak hours of the actual festival. I still didn't have my own booth. I'm still setting things up business-wise, essentially, if you get that far. I mean, just even business cards and, more, what I dealt with the first few months, just trying to unify the social media presence that I have, since that is basically my business presence at the time, for now. But it was cool, and next year, hopefully, I will have my own booth at a place like that, or at least I'll have the ability to do it if I want to, and have the tables, the chairs, all the stuff that I need to actually get around to some of these other more festivals and fairs in a more presentable way, besides just taking it and just scattering it on the ground and said, hey, look, I got art for sale, which I could easily do as well, but, I just want to make it look a little more professional. I want to try a little harder than that, but if at the end of the day, if that's what I have to do, that's what I have to do. It'll be interesting to see when I finally kick myself in the butt enough to actually get that done. But thanks for watching. Hope you like what I'm doing. Like I said, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, obviously, since I got the videos up here. Those 3 are all StudioFernandina. I still have the Twitter account, but that's Studio909. And you can ask me questions if you like it, share it with your friends. If you like anything, you're in the area, you're interested in buying some of it, send me a message and we'll try to work something out. I know I don't have a real set website or anything worked up anyways, but everything I am doing is for sale. It's just early stages of collecting myself in a presentable manner as an artist like that. It's what I'm trying to get to. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you around.